Running candidate Vivek G. Ramaswamy has pledged to withdraw from the Colorado GP primary unless Trump is also allowed to be on the state's ballot. Additionally, he has demanded that Ron DeSantis, Chris Christie, and Nikki Haley do the same immediately. Bravo, good sir.
Man.
Commendable.
He is basically just laid it down. I mean, he's everyone's before they can blink.
Yeah.
He's making that chess play. Now, Ron, Chris Christie, or Nikki Haley, who remains, I bet their polling drops. I bet people look at them as dishonorable for this. Look, you don't have to like Trump, but there's going to be a lot of Republicans who are upset they don't get a choice.
Yes.
You're being told by Colorado, we don't care what you think. You don't get a right to choose. Vivek is standing up. And he makes a really great point. In this long Twitter thread, Vivek tweets, "This is what an actual attack on democracy looks like. In an un-American, unconstitutional, and unprecedented decision, a cabal of Democrat judges are barring Trump from the ballot in Colorado. Having tried every trick in the book to eliminate President Trump from running in this election, the bipartisan establishment is now employing a new tactic to bar him from ever holding office again, the 14th Amendment. I pledge to withdraw from the Colorado GOP primary unless Trump is also allowed to be on the state's ballot, and I demand that Ron DeSantis, Chris Christie, and Nikki Haley do the same immediately, or else they are tacitly endorsing this illegal maneuver, which will have disastrous consequences for our country. Today's decision is the latest election interference tactic to silence political opponents and swing the election for whatever puppet the Democrats put up this time by depriving Americans of the right to vote for their candidate of choice. The 14th Amendment was part of the Reconstruction Amendments that were ratified following the Civil War. It was passed to prohibit former Confederate military and political leaders from holding high federal or state office. These men had clearly taken part in a rebellion against the United States, the Civil War. That makes it all more absurd that a left-wing group in Colorado is asking a federal court to disqualify the 45th president on the same grounds, equating his speech to rebellion against the U.S. And there's another legal problem. Trump is not a former officer of the United States, as that term is used in the Constitution, meaning Section 3 does not apply. As the Supreme Court explained in Free Enterprise Fund v. Public Company Accounting Oversight Board in 2010, quote, an officer of the United States is someone appointed by the president to aid him in his duties under Article 2, Section 2. The term does not apply to elected officials and certainly not to the president himself. The framers of the 14th Amendment would be appalled to see this narrow provision intended to bar former U.S. officials who switched to the Confederacy from seeking public office, being weaponized by a sitting president and his political allies to prevent a former president from seeking re-election. Our country is becoming unrecognizable to our founding fathers.
Has there ever been a time when someone was prevented from being on a ballot in American history? I can't think of it.
I don't think it's ever been used.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not in any legitimate, like, large-scale kind of way. You know, maybe there was some, like, a criminal was trying to do something and then they made a filing. I don't know. I'd imagine it had to be.
I think the 14th has been used.
Yeah, not the 14th.
I could be wrong. I'm sure somebody on the internet will fact check us. This statement by Vivek is fantastic, and how fast he put that out, not just considering how much length and information he put in there is great, but in politics, a lot of times you get told, hey, wait, don't come out right away. Let's test this. Let's see if this is going to work out. You know, maybe Trump going to take it off the ballot. It's going to be good for you. Let's give it a couple days. I think this is pretty genuine. He just fired off right away and said the stakes are too high. Let's all rally around President Trump. Let's rally around us actually having a democratic process. I think that's awesome for him, and I think that's the right way forward.
He did this when Trump was about to get handed in to New York. You know, he came out right away on the phone in the back seat, right?
Yeah.
And no one else did anything. That was when I was like, oh, DeSantis is really weak.
And for this, if Trump for some reason is completely unavailable, Vivek is next in line.